Residential sales comparison and income approaches, page 100. The results shown in the previous perfect textbook example will seldom, if possibly ever, be seen in the real world. Occasionally, more by coincidence than precision, the appraiser might find that one or more comparable sales will produce the same adjusted value even when the same adjustments have been applied. But usually the indications produced will not be this conclusive. Real estate markets are imperfect. Real estate markets and their participants simply do not typically function in such pattern harmony. Reconciliation examples. Looking now to a more common situation, 3 comparable sales have been processed, revealing a range of value. The scope of work in the assignment requires the value opinion to be expressed as a single number. We will use this illustration to demonstrate several different conclusions that could be reached. Right, so we're gonna go down the sale price. Comp 1 sold for $325,000. Comp 2 sold for $346,000. And Comp 3 sold for $332,000. Property rights conveyed. Our subject is fee simple. Comp 1 is the same. Comp 2 is the same. And Comp 3 is the same. For financing terms, concessions, the subject doesn't have anything, right? Comp 1 was conventional with none. Comp 2 was conventional and it had a concession. So you're going to make a minus $2,500 concession to Comp 2. And Comp 3 was conventional with none. For conditions of sale, your subject was typical. Comp 1 was typical. Comp 2 was typical. And for Comp 3, I guess they're trying to say that you couldn't get enough information because there's nothing on it. It doesn't say yes or no. For market conditions, date of sale, obviously our subject hasn't finished yet. So there's nothing on it. It's just a bunch of dotted lines. But Comp 1 was 6 months ago. So you're going to add a positive $1,500 to that price. Comp 2 sold only 2 months ago. So you're going to make an addition of $500 to that price. Comp 3 was 1 month ago, so you're only going to make a $250 upward adjustment. For location, our subject's on a through street. Comp 1, I guess it just says inferior, so you're going to make a $1,000 positive adjustment to it. Comp 2 was the same as your subject, so it's a wash. And then Comp 3 was a superior to our subject, so you're going to make a $1,000 minus adjustment to that price. For gross living area, our subject is 2,200 square feet. Comp 1 was 2,000 square feet, so you're going to make a upward $4,000 adjustment to it. Comp 2 was 2,300 square feet, so you're going to make a minus $2,000 adjustment. There was an extra note that was right in there. It was just a big ass adjustment. And then Comp 3 was 2,225 square feet. So you're going to make a minus 500 square foot downward adjustment in cash to your price for that comp. Bedrooms and baths. Our subject was 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. Comp 1 was 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. So you're going to make a upward adjustment of $2,000 to that comp. Comp 2 was a wash, no adjustments, and so was Comp 3. Our subject has 1 fireplace. Comp 1 didn't have one, so you're going to make an upward adjustment of $500. Comp 2 and Comp 3 were washes. Our subject has a 2-car garage. Comps 1 and 2 were the same, so those were washes. However, Comp 3 was a 3-car garage, so you're going to make a downward $2,000 adjustment. Getting to absolute adjustments, Comp 1 was $9,000 upward in absolute adjustments. Comp 2 was minus $4,000 in absolute adjustments, and Comp 3 was minus $3,250 in absolute adjustments. So your adjusted sale price for Comp 1 is going to be $334,000. Comp 2 was $342,000, and Comp 3 was $328,750. Net adjustments, your first comp 1 was obviously plus $9,000. As a percentage, that's a positive 2.77%. Comp 2 was minus $4,000 in cash. That's a minus 1.16%. And Comp 3 was minus $3,250. That's a 0.98% downward adjustment. In gross adjustments, your Comp 1 was $9,000, so that's 2.77%. Comp 2 was $5,000, 1.45%. And Comp 3 was $3,750, 1.13%. I guess we did the reconciliation in class. So you added all three of those up, which came to $704,750. And then probably just divided by 3 to see what it came out at. Page 101, net and gross adjustments. Observing the adjustment total helps the appraiser to recognize the relevance of the data analyzed in the sales comparison approach. Given that all differences have been quantified and resulted with a corresponding adjustment, in general, the rationale demonstrated here is that the less a comparable must be adjusted, the more relevant and comparable the data is. Many intended users of appraisals used for financing observe guidelines that prefer net adjustments do not exceed 15% of the comparable sale price, and gross adjustments do not exceed 25%. Gross adjustments are the overall total of all adjustments applied, regardless of whether the adjustment is applied as a positive or a negative. In comparison, net adjustments are the sum of the adjustments taking into account whether the adjustment was a positive or negative. Net adjustments reflect the percent of absolute adjustments when compared to the sale price of the comparable. For example, if a comparable requires a positive $500 adjustment and a negative $500 adjustment, the absolute adjustments would just be 0. And the net adjustments total will be 0%, as the two adjustments cancel each other. Gross adjustments address the sum of all adjustments as a running total. So the comparable that requires a positive $500 adjustment and a negative $500 adjustment would have $1,000 in gross adjustments. The dollar amount of gross adjustments would then be divided by the sale price of the comparable to determine the percent of gross adjustments. Applying this concept to the chart of 3 comparables, both net and gross adjustments are minimal and demonstrate an excellent comparability to the subject property. Appraisers could, if appropriate to the assignment, place most confidence in the indications given by the comparable sale which has the least adjustments, which in this case would be comparable number 3. However, comparable number 3 has 4 adjustments applied and Comp 2 has 3. We will discuss this next. The number of adjustments. In the analysis illustrated, Comp 1 has 5 adjustments, Comp 2 had 3 adjustments, and Comp 3 has 4. In some assignments, the appraiser could find good reasoning in placing the most emphasis on the comparable sale that requires the least number of adjustments. Theoretically, we can say the greater the number of adjustments, the more dissimilar the comparable sale. Extra notes, we highlighted net adjustments. That was pretty much damn near going to be on the test, so know how to do that. Extra note, comp $920,000. What's the percentage? You take the gross number of adjustments and divide by the sale price. Know that formula. there is a question just like this, but what's the percentage adjustment? So try to know that formula.